Morning. Hope you guys are having a good 4th of July. But to it, last night I was picking up at the Bartlett fireworks show and I found a problem. Now, if you've been watching my stuff for any length of time, you know that I make a lot of very custom tools for what I do to make it as efficient as possible. And one of those things is my hat, which has this very noticeable rim around the top. In this case, on this hat, it's red. On other ones, it's different colors. It doesn't really matter. But what this does is it lets me mount my camera to this fixed point right here. Now, if you've been watching for a while, since before October or September, whenever I'd pick up down in the beaches on Galveston, I do a lot of that at night. So I had a hat rigged up for picking up at night. We had this light on the front, the battery on the back with a little switch. This is I think I pulled a headlight apart and changed the LED so it's green. And this is the setup that I use. I don't use this hat up here. One, I don't pick up at night in Memphis. But around these fireworks shows, I kind of need to. Now, this hat uses a magnetic mount for the camera, which has its own problems. But the fact that it's magnetic means that if you're jostled or whatever, then this thing can fall off and possibly damage your camera. And up here, where you're around a lot of people, you don't want that. So we don't want that fixed mount anymore. Well, last night when I was picking up, after I don't know, probably 8 o'clock or so, when it got dark enough, I was having trouble seeing that trash. And first thing I thought was, okay, well today I'll grab this hat and use this one tonight for the next fireworks show. But we got a break on it for one, right here, which, yeah, gonna have to fix that. And two, I don't want to use this. If I'm on the beaches where no one's around, that's fine, but here, not so much. So, I was thinking, years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, back when I was first doing this, before I had made that very custom light, we had gone out with some friends and we all had headlights. These things that are meant for hat bills. Let me see if I can find a hat real quick. Okay. Anyway, so years ago, before I'd made that light on that hat, I'm pretty sure it didn't exist at the time, the wife, I believe it was her sisters, are all coming down, and they all wanted to go pick up trash with us on the beach. Well, to do that, you need lights. Now, we had random flashlights, but you need your hands free because you're, one, driving the litter buggy, and two, you're grabbing. So we went and got a bunch of these things from, I think it was Academy. And these work pretty good. They're just, you have the option for green, which is what I really like because that lets you see the trash really well. And it mounts just like this. So you turn it on and you got your light. And I was thinking last night, well actually, I'm sorry, I was thinking this morning, instead of that hat that has that fixed light on it, I should just go ahead and make a mount to put this light on there and carry this on my belt all the time, because up here I very rarely, if ever, pick up at night for safety reasons. But there could be incidents, there could be times when I need to pick up at night, or for instance, like at these shows where these shows are going on at 10 o'clock and then all the groundskeepers are picking up all the trash afterwards. This is the way to go. Now, at the time, whenever we were doing that, years ago, since I was always wearing these big dying hard night. Anyway, since I was always wearing these big hats like this, I needed a mount that would let me use this light on this hat and be functional. And it just so happens that I held on to the design for it. Now this is pretty straightforward. It fits tight right here, and then your light snaps on. And all you gotta do is carry this little light in the belt. Let me mount it and I'll show you. Okay, so here we have the new mount in place. Over the years, the rim has always stayed the same, so the hole spacing is always the same. But for using this thing as a temporary deal, it's fine. It's not really in the way, and I can just barely see it right here. And our light snaps in just like that, and then we can use that to light up the area. Now obviously this blocks your vision straight ahead. That's part of the reason that on the other version where I was picking up trash on the beaches all the time, the light is on top versus on the bottom. In fact, now that I think about it, maybe I should put it on top instead of on the bottom. Okay, so here we have it mounted on the top. Now, I know why. After I did this, after I thought about it, I know why I didn't do that. Because these lights are meant to be mounted on the bottom of the bill, so that they bend down like that for adjustment. However, whenever I'm out picking up trash, a lot of the time, my head is roughly looking down anyway. So let's see what that looks like. I can't lean it over. Maybe I'll make a new mount. Okay, so we have two different versions of these. This one here is one that I modified with an omnidirectional LED, so it just gives a nice big area. This is the original version that has a more directional light. Anyway, let's see how it looks on the hat. Alright, so this is on the top of the hat, just with a normal hat dangling down, and that is actually almost perfect for my line of sight. So we'll just leave this thing on the top, just like that. Man, I got a lot of cleaning to do in here. And this right here is a light from the more omnidirectional one. You can see there's no particular bright spot in there. It's all more or less evenly lit. This is the one that I actually preferred to use on the beaches. In fact, I may use that tonight when I'm out there picking up. But yeah, so that's where we are. I need a light for the hat for the rare instances in Memphis where I might be picking up at night. And we got it worked out. Now, this mount is going to have to be raised just a little bit because I have these button head screws in here to hold these two pieces together. So we're going to have to make another version of this that raises it up probably about 2 or 3 millimeters, just a hair, to make sure that it clears and I can put that screw in the middle that's missing. Anyway, custom tools.